And that shot should leave no doubt as to where we are tonight. It's the Toyota Center here in downtown Houston, Texas. On the road looking for a win against a Western Conference rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this thing to get started. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, Kevin, Kawhi Leonard has been a great defender from day one, but he has developed into an elite offensive player as well. Now, Greg Popovich says he basically tells me what he wants to do now. He knows he has a green light. I think that's the difference. He's more confident, more aggressive, more hungry to score than in the past. Kevin?
And they need him to be that way, D.A. Thank you, especially after Tim Duncan's retirement and Manu and TP getting older. This is Kawhi's team now, for sure. Clark, having a deep rotation, a strong bench, sure helps a team in so many ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think it allows you to keep constant pressure on the opposition when you have a deep bench that's capable. It just puts a lot of pressure on the opponent. And it also keeps your guys fresh and engaged. Not just fresh physically, but engaged mentally as well.
And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. And the starting group for the Spurs. Skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. Parker and Green are the guard set. And it's Gasol at the center. Parker dishes to Aldridge. Leonard with no one around. They get the rebound. Another shot. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got the first basket of the game for the Spurs.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Now, here's Ariza. Kicks it out to Paul. Those three-pointers off the mark.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Offensive rebound, Parker. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And when you give Parker room to work his magic down inside, he knows how to finish with style.
Screen by Capella. Harden outside. Back to Paul. Capella with a screen on Parker. 4 on the clock. And here's Harden for 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Harden's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And, you know, Harden's a gamer. Nothing phases this guy, not even the defense being right up in his grill.
Pass to Gasol. Here's Aldridge. Back to Gasol. Parker outside. The feed now to Leonard. The putback. Here's Aldridge. Out to Parker. Gasol passes to Parker. Back to Gasol. The dish to Leonard. Goes up with it again. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Kawhi Leonard, the only player other than Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon to be an all-star starter. Greg win the Defensive Player of the Year and win a Finals MVP award.
And Kevin, I think it's fair to say that's some lofty company to be in. You know, you're worried with the retirement of Tim Duncan. Would the Spurs go through a lull? And they found another two-way superstar to kind of build their team around, much in the same in terms of mannerisms as a Tim Duncan.
He's off on the first.
And how about the evolution of Leonard's game over time? From role player to full-fledged star, a dynamite also defensively.
And the second free throw, good. And you watch the way the Rockets play, Clark, a little bit of 7 seconds or less, certainly from their coach, Mike D'Antoni. Green lights to shoot from anywhere. just attractive basketball. A lot of fun to watch. Clark, just how much fun is it to play in a team like that?
Well, I would think it would be the ideal way to play. Everybody's sharing the ball. There's plenty of possessions and opportunities. It's up and down trend. I mean, I think it's the way the game is intended to be played. And there's a reason why Houston has done a great job of signing players the last few seasons, and part of it is their style and the chemistry the team seems to have in playing the way they do.
Here's Paul. Following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. Paul kicks to Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's now 6 points for James Harden. Aldridge a screen. Parker dishes to Green. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Green. Inside. And Capella sends it back.
And every season, Capella has improved as a shot blocker. Timing, awareness, recognition. He's really good at erasing shot attempts.
Now, here's Capella. Screen by Capella. Anderson a screen on Leonard. And stolen by Aldridge. Parker outside. First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Leonard kicks to Parker. Shot clock at 6. Gasol a screen on Paul. Shoots from 14. It's rebounded by Houston. Ariza passes to Paul. Back to Ariza. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. San Antonio leading. Green dishes to Parker. Gasol a screen. Outside, Green. Pass to Parker. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Parker. Jumper off the screen. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And LaMarcus Aldridge really possesses tremendous shooting touch when you consider this guy's basically a 7-footer, and he's increasing that range. Last season, up over 40% from 3.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. That free throw, no good. And Aldridge doesn't shoot a ton of threes, yet he still earns his keep in that mid-range.
Yeah, on that left block, back to the basket, and with his size, that turnaround Jay is just about unstoppable.
And the second free throw, good.
And, you know, the length and height of Aldridge make him a tough matchup. He's a hard guy to go against, a strong forward that has an impressive mid-range stroke.
Screen by Capella. Paul against Parker. Kicks it out to Ariza. Screen by Capella. Green with the block. Goes up again, and he hits the jump shot. And that ties it up.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds, and they look strong here in the early going.
Now, here's Capella. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Harden. Dishes it to Ariza. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Ariza's got 5.
You must stay with Ariza when the screen is being set, Kevin. I mean, he knows how to capitalize in these situations.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
And how about the career progression of Trevor Ariza? You know, he came into this league somewhat as an energy player who, you know, obviously could attack the rim. Now he's one of those guys who's primarily a 3-and-D component.
Manu Ginobili's checked in for Leonard. Spurs trail by 3. For Ariza, his first few years in the NBA, over half his shots came within a few feet of the rim. Greg, now over 2/3 of his shots are from beyond the arc.
And that's just how it goes for some players in the NBA. Ariza still, he has some bursts to finish at the rim, but has turned himself into a deep threat, and he's always been a presence with his defense as well.
Now here's Harden after the miss from Pau Gasol. Screen by Capella. Back to Harden. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. San Antonio's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Over in the corner, Green. Gasol a screen. The drive by Green. Basket counts.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And Pau Gasol, one of the most skilled 7-footers this league has ever seen. Whether it's the low post, high post, flaring off picks, you want the ball in his hands.
And Pau Gasol, a very good perimeter shooter, starting to stretch his range out beyond that three-point arc.
Yeah, his face-up game is becoming more and more prominent. Working from that elbow, he's become more of a triple threat. He can shoot it, drive it, and pass at a high level.
So for the Rockets, Mbaamute's checked in for Anderson. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for Chris Paul. Now here's Harden. He's got 6. Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Gay against Harden. Gay passes to Mills. Outside Aldridge. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Bad turnover, plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
Houston's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Capella dishes to Gordon. Beyond the arc. Second shot opportunity, and it's Capella missing.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
No good from Ginobili. Houston in the lead. Over in the corner, Mbaamoute. The Rockets with another miss. San Antonio's gone 0 of 3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Mills in the corner. Stolen by Tucker. Here's Harden. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And San Antonio called for the foul.
And I think Harden is a natural leader. Somebody that commands respect, who also happens to be a dominant scorer.
Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
And the first one drops. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. And both free throws good for James Harden.
You know, what's astounding to me about Harden in his play last year was how he transformed himself, and it actually goes back to a conversation he had with Mike D'Antoni. He basically told Harden, I need you to be the point guard, and he's adjusted nicely to that role in Mike D'Antoni's high-octane offense.
3 on the clock. Shots good by Gay. Gay's got his first points of the night.
I love how Gay keeps the ball high, not allowing the defense to block it. His length really comes in handy.
Now here's Gordon, looking for his first basket still in this one. Passes it to Tucker. Stolen by Ginobili. Here's Aldridge. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. With Harden, something clearly just clicked for him in his offensive game and scheme. Led his team in scoring, in assists, and rebounding. Did all that while playing fewer minutes than the year before.
And I think a lot of that you have to attribute to him embracing Mike D'Antoni's request for him to play point guard. I mean, he put up numbers you simply don't see in the NBA. And last season was clearly one of the great seasons in NBA history.
That free throw missing. And it's tied up with that one.
In the Spurs last season, how about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons with 20? This is a group that's won 50 or more games in every one of those seasons except the strike-shortened one in '99.
Fires from deep. James Harden with the rebound. The Rockets shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Well, I like the understated focus that Harden brings to the table. Despite getting knocked around, his concentration allows him to play through the bumps.
And Greg, for the Spurs, they're so competitive. It's inevitable. They just win year after year.
Yeah, but that big three of Duncan, Parker, and Ginobili, the all-time winningest trio in the history of our league, had a lot to do with it. And as that era comes to an end, they're doing a terrific job of just picking up new star talent without skipping a beat.
Spurs trail by 3. And Mills kicks to Gay. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Now here's Mills. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. A putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Here's Harden on the wing. Nene outside. Puts it up. No good off the back of the rim.
Cannot give him that much room from mid-range. They got to feel lucky he didn't knock that one down.
Shots good by Mills.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Gordon, the pass to Harden. Five on the clock. Screen by Baamute. Tucker. The Rockets again can't hit.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Nene. Manu Ginobili unable to get his shot to go. Gordon dishes to Harden. From deep. Again the miss by Harden. San Antonio leading. Ginobili with the ball. Feeds to Forbes. Aldridge a screen. Here's Gay. And it's James Harden with the rebound.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Spurs.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
Shooting two.
That free throw, no good. Clark, if you were coaching a team, you had one shot to win a game on the line, which player in the league would you want to take that shot?
I like a lot of guys for last shot circumstances. LeBron James is always on my list. Kyrie Irving is at the top of my list. Damian Lillard is a killer. Isaiah Thomas, the little big man, is phenomenal in those kind of late game situations. But I think I'm going to tip my hat to Kyrie Irving. Uncle Drew is my guy.
Now here's Ginobili. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. They set the pick. Lets it go with a three. And no good. And Houston the other way now. Gordon outside. Hits the three-point bomb. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game.
Good quickness on the catch and shoot. Gordon giving the defense no time to react off the pass.
Ginobili outside. Kicks it to Forbes. Now here's Mills. He's covered closely. No good there with the step back J. 36 seconds left to play in the first. Paul with the ball. Picked up by Ginobili. Another three for Gordon. Gordon's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the Rockets.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
And taken away by Paul. Now the pass to Tucker. Nene, the screen. Gordon kicks to Paul. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Rockets on top, up 5. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And one of the most competitive men ever to play this game, Manu Ginobili, spoke with us about this year.
Just rely on what happened in the past, then you're stuck in the past. And we, many of us, maybe our last shot, our last season, we don't even know if we're going to have another season. So, you know, we want to do as good as we can.
Well, the fire is still there, but the energy and the ability, guys, to get it done physically, let's face it, at this point, Ginobili's mostly gutting it out.
Still, you know, though, he'll either beat you or go down swinging. Just a tough individual.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Yep, firing with confidence, in rhythm, Greg. I mean, not allowing the defense to take a break.
Chris Paul and Gordon are the backcourt pair. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. Then it's Nene in at the 5. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Rockets. Now here's Nene. 5-point lead, the biggest of the game.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Parker against Paul. Parker drives in. It's blocked, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Nene. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. There's the screen, just 4 to shoot. San Antonio needs to get off a shot here. Leonard, no luck. Houston leading by 5. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by Parker. Paul passes to Anderson. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Anderson's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Rockets. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the 3-ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Now here's Gordon. He's got 6. Nene setting the pick for Ariza. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Poise is so important for any player, but Ariza demonstrating poise when he's in the paint, looking to score.
Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs have never been the flashy team in the NBA. Tony Parker said beautiful basketball is playing the right way. Ball movement, pure, beautiful basketball is the way we've played. You have all sorts of fans, and there should be something for everybody. Kevin, he told me a long time ago, if we were in New York, people would love us.
And during Popovich's time in San Antonio, the Spurs have always played together, DA. Got to respect their team-first approach to the game. Now here's Leonard, following the miss by Trevor Ariza.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
And he's good on the 3-ball.
CP3 showing off his supreme stroke from deep. He is a dynamic offensive player.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams, had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he, and what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Boy, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream for good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
And the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Spurs. Gordon against Ginobili. San Antonio again missing. Rockets leading by 9. Here's Capella. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Aldridge. Ginobili outside. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Ginobili. Back to Aldridge. Shoots over Capella. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
That pushes it to double digits. Paul's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for Houston.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Screened by Parker. Pass to Gay. The 3 from Leonard. San Antonio again missing.
I mean, his field goal percentage isn't good. He's not helping his team out there shooting this poorly.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Ariza's got 9.
And it seemed like they couldn't get anything to fall in that opening quarter, but you can just feel the momentum starting to shift.
Yeah, things are starting to look up. I mean, they're making amends for that slow start, finding a rhythm right now.
Now Capella following Rudy Gay's three-point attempt. Over to the wing. Paul kicks to Anderson. Houston moving the ball around. Anderson the screen. Left side Gordon. Shot clock at 3. Gay with the block.
You got to respect those long arms of Gay. I mean, superb at swatting shots away with those big hands.
For the Rockets, Mbaamute's checked in for Gordon. And it's James Harden in for Paul. Pau Gasol is checked in for the Spurs. Green comes in for Manu Ginobili. Rockets on offense. They're on a 12-3 run. Harden has a wide open look. Another miss by Houston. Here's Parker, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And Tony Parker in the 2017 season with the lowest minutes per game average in his career. He was playing so well in the playoffs. I mean, historically well. Then, Greg, as we know, the quad injury in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's pretty clear that 15-year run he's had as a starter, that window is rapidly closing, but still effective, just no longer the focal point that he once was.
And that one falls for Parker.
And Parker has such speed and creativity, just causes the defense fits in terms of how to properly guard it.
Paul's checked in for San Antonio. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe.
And Tony Parker in his prime, one of the best slashing point guards this league has ever seen. Just an outstanding finisher amidst the tall players. And one season, how about he almost led the league in points in the paint, a surefire Hall of Famer.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on him.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Rockets.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And a bit of a down year for Tony Parker in 2017. His lowest three-point percentage in 5 years. Lowest free throw percentage in 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to see him hitting threes at a higher clip. The previous couple seasons, he shot it up over 40%. And a great way, I think, to boost his offense, even though he has slowed down a bit.
You know, one of the basic fundamentals in basketball is the ability to box out. He's got that down pat.
Gasol dishes to Parker. Green with a screen for Parker. Shot off the screen. Hits the front of the rim and out.
He operates well in traffic, but still, that's just a tough play to finish.
Ariza outside. Out to the wing. Here is Mbamute. Knocks down the 3-ball. And the Rockets lead by 19.
Hey, I tell you what, the contest on that shot was lacking. Very subpar, which is why the shooter buried it.
San Antonio calls timeout. Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I've paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. And the Spurs, Greg, one of the best defensive teams in the league for 2 seasons running.
And it's really all about execution. They seem to just move in concert and stay connected. No silly fouls. And with their length, nothing easy inside.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Aldridge a screen. Mills passes to Aldridge. Over Anderson. And that one's good by Aldridge. Aldridge has got 10 points in the game.
Got to respect the jump shot of Aldridge. I mean, even when the defense is in his grill, this guy still gets it off on time.
Mills with the steal. Outside, Green. He dishes it to Gasol. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Clint Capella.
The wherewithal from Gasol there, nailing the shot despite the tough defense all over.
And he's got his first chance at the line here. Chris Paul, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza.
One shot.
Boy, you take a look at this Houston Rockets offense. They've got so many threats, and Harden is clearly the big one. He's in the middle of it all, and his teammates do a nice job of playing off of him.
And Baamute can't get it to go. Spurs trail by 14. Aldridge kicks to Mills. Right side, Gasol. Releases from the wing and drills it. Gasol's got his second bucket of the night. And Clark, so much of the offensive burden has fallen on the shoulders of Harden. Now he's got some help, certainly, with Chris Paul.
You know what? As well as Harden played last season at the point guard spot, I think this trade was just too good to pass up. I mean, I anticipate they're going to make one heck of a duo.
Here's Mills after the Rockets pick up 3. To the left wing. Gasol, a screen on Anderson. Clock at 6. Aldridge. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
So far in the game, he's gone 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker comes in for Clint Capella. And it's Gordon in for Mbaumute. The Spurs also with the sub. Forbes checked in. The Spurs offense, one of the most efficient in the NBA. It's all predicated, Greg, on motion.
And it's ball movement and player movement. They kind of want to warp the defense and force mistakes, and that's when they strike. He's cooled down a little bit after draining those 2 3-pointers in the first quarter.
Aldridge against Anderson. Aldridge dishes to Green. And that one, good. Green's got his second basket of the game. Houston leading by 10. Paul passes to Harden. Outside, Gordon. Anderson the screen. And Gasol sends it back.
And really, Gasol does an incredible job getting his hands up in the air, which results in a ton of rejection.
And he comes up with the deuce.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And Gordon doing a nice job measuring these inside shots well. I mean, has a solid, quick release pretty much from anywhere on the floor.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for the Rockets. Gordon no good on the free throw. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball.
Rudy Gay's checked in for the Spurs. Ginobili comes in for Danny Green. Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge double teamed. Here's Mills. Buries the 20-footer. Mills has got his second bucket tonight. Rockets leading by 8. Paul outside. There's the pick. And here's Gordon from outside. Rebounded by the Spurs. Aldridge has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Launches a 3. The Rockets pull it in. Ariza's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Shot by Gordon, wide open. Good on the triple. Gordon's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
Now here's Mills. Aldridge dishes to Mills.
Aggressiveness is fine, but you can't be this over-aggressive. I think he's got to dial it back some. They need him on the floor.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Two shot.
And he makes the first. And the Rockets play at one of the highest paces in the NBA. A lot of possessions for both sides as they want as many chances as they can possibly get to score. Clark, when you think about that, how do you prepare for a team like the Rockets if you're their opponent?
Well, there are a couple of things you can do. One is you try to slow them down, and some teams are equipped to do that. Other teams are equally adept at the three, so you match them shot for shot. But the problem with that is Harden is really good in the half court. And even when you take away transition, he can hurt you in the half-court game.
And here is Ginobili. James Harden getting it to go from deep. Here's Aldridge. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. And that's now 17 points for LaMarcus Aldridge. Harden the pass to Paul. Harden sets the pick for Paul. Shoots off the screen. Count that one. And the Rockets lead by 12.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Now Mills. He has 6. He feeds it to Forbes. He kicks to Aldridge. And he uses the glass on the layup. Aldridge has got 19 points.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control, a one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
And so it's Houston with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg Popovich. Pop, what do you think was the main issue during the first half?
We didn't make shots.
Thank you for that insightful analysis, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. James Harden was the man in the first. He had 14 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Some great work from them with the 3-ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this D from long range. They were rotating the ball on the perimeter and letting it fly. And they got a good look. It's a strategy that paid off with a barrage of threes. That's my barrage sound, Ernie.
Kenny, how do you think San Antonio played?
Well, they shot under 40% in the first half. There's your deficit. They missed some open looks, wide open. But overall, I thought the offense was stagnant. Look for their coach to draw up some specific plays to try to jumpstart them in the second half.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Day turning tonight here in the Southwest. We're in Houston. Welcome back, everyone. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. We're seeing a tremendous game from LaMarcus Aldridge.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
The second half just about to get going here. Rockets leading by 10. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for San Antonio, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard, the 2 stars at the forward spots. Parker and Green are the guard set. And it's Gasol and at the pivot spot manning the middle. Now here's Gasol after Clint Capella's miss. And they pick up 2. Leonard's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for San Antonio. Paul outside, the feed to Harden. Anderson the screen. Ariza kicks to Paul. Again, the miss by Paul.
Got to find a way to energize themselves, get going. 0 for 3. They're looking for their rhythm right now.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kawhi Leonard has become a go-to scorer, but his focus still starts at the defensive end. He said, my mindset is the same every game. Whoever I'm playing against, I go in and try to stop their best scorer and then try to get myself going on the offensive end. Kevin?
And David, that's what you get with Kawhi. Mr. Consistency, one of the best two-way players in the game. Here's Paul following the score by Tony Parker. And out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession.
You know, that's not how you distribute the ball. Needs to be more focused when making passes like that.
Spurs trail by 6. The dish to Leonard. Aldridge with a screen on Ariza. Leonard attacking over Ariza. And off the front iron, and in it goes. 8 points for Leonard.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Screen by Capella. 5 on the clock. Layup off the pick. Good D by Gasol.
What a sluggish, muddy start to this second half. Still scoreless. You know, one of the great strengths of Coach D'Antoni, to me, Kevin, is he really gives his players a lot of confidence. And his philosophy really clicks with players. They're comfortable playing for him. They know their responsibilities, and they play hard for D'Antoni.
Here's Paul. It's tipped. Gasol with the steal. Aldridge with it, and guarded by Capella. Anderson against Leonard. Pass to Gasol. From 12 feet out. That's short off the rim. And to what you said about Mike D'Antoni, he sees his players and asks, what can they do, instead of what can't you do?
And, you know, he's had a lot of success last season elevating the Rockets and winning Coach of the Year in the process.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Green. And Danny Green, undrafted out of North Carolina. He's been a linchpin of the Spurs' great defense over his career.
You know, 6'6" with that 6'10" wingspan. This is a guy that can block shots like a big man, guards 3 positions, and one of the guys that we call the prototype when you talk about that 3 and D wing player.
Both free throws good from Green.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Ball against Parker. Dishes to Harden. Capella sets a screen for Harden. Paul for 3. Rebound San Antonio.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Parker outside. Pass to Aldridge. Outside Leonard. 5 to shoot. Here's Gasol. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
And the long arms that Gasol has is what allows him to drop dunks on defenders. What a powerful force close to the rim.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's foul number 2 for him. For San Antonio, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Now here's Parker. He's got 5. Good looking screen by Gasol. Parker kicks to Leonard. Gasol, a screen on Ariza to the paint. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Leonard. Leonard's got 3 assists tonight.
And it's really smart to get Gasol moving in these pick and roll plays. He's not only an amazing passer, but a terrific scorer as well.
Now here's Harden. He's got 14.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
Paul with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. 2 points. That one goes. And that's now 11 points for Ariza.
Like the way Ariza seeks out mid-range jumpers, capable of nailing these shots when he's in rhythm. The heck with the analytics. A good 2 from a good shooter is as good as a 3.
Now here's Green. He has 6. Gasol a screen. The drive by Green. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And one thing you can say about Green, I don't know of too many players who are as dependent on their three-point shot as he is. He needs that shot to be falling for him to make an impact.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going and you just want to keep it going.
Yeah, and the other thing that they've done well is they've really attacked the gaps of the defense with quick, decisive drives down the lane.
First free throw is good. And both free throws good for Green.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Here's Harden. Some solid defense from Gasol. Here's San Antonio now. They're on a 14-2 run here. Aldridge dishes to Parker. Feeds it to Gasol. 6 to shoot. Leonard kicks to Aldridge. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 4 assists now tonight.
And the execution has just been off defensively here in the second. Play after play, it's almost as if they're a step slow.
Now, here is Harden. 14 points for him. Anderson the screen. Harden the pass to Anderson. And some nice passing there by Houston. And the dunk by Capella.
Oh, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats.
And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. The Spurs also changing it up. Rudy Gay's checked in for Gasol. Ginobili comes in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Now here's Mills. He has 6. Aldridge left side. Shoots over Capella. That shot is good. He's taken 15 and made 10 from the field tonight. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open, and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better.
Here's Gordon following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. It doesn't go for him. Kicks to Mills. Ginobili outside. The pass to Gay. The baseline Jay. The rebound by Harden. Rockets trail by 4. Outside Gordon. Back to Harden. For 3. That doesn't go either for Gordon.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Aldridge a screen. Ginobili on the wing. Outside Leonard. Over Ariza. And it's Leonard missing.
And even with him struggling, they're still up. But they need him to find his rhythm soon.
They grab their own miss. Anderson. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Yeah, great anticipation there. Anderson timing the rebound perfectly. Solid as an offensive rebound.
They set the screen. Ginobili dishes to Aldridge. Aldridge with a screen on Harden. Shoots from 14. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Harden with it. Picked up by Ginobili. And the dunk by Capella.
You got to respect, and you can't sleep on the passing ability of Harden. Love how he zips it over to open teammates.
And Mills kicks to Gay. Over Anderson. Gay misses. And for the Rockets, they're shooting an ugly 27% since halftime. For the lead, Anderson can't get that one to fall. For San Antonio, they've gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Pass to Mills. He dishes it to Gay. Ginobili outside. Over Harden. Here's Aldridge. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup. And while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not. But sure enough, they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. 5 attempts for him at the line tonight. He's made 3.
And last season, he was successful 81% of the time when he went to the line. So he didn't waste a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
First one falls for him. Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. P.J. Tucker comes in for Ryan Anderson. And so LaMarcus Aldridge nails them both. Here is Harden. 14 points for him. Kicks it out to Ariza. Nene setting the pick for Ariza. Gay with the block. Now on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
And Gay isn't easy to tie up, using his length and muscle to kind of power through the defense.
Before his injury, Rudy Gay had made some strides on the defensive end. In general, Greg, he doesn't get enough credit sometimes for his impact on that side of the ball.
Yeah, Gay has always been a great ball hawk. I mean, he's got long arms to pick off lazy passes. He gets a good amount of blocks for a wing player as well. Very much so underrated when you talk about his defense.
That's good from Rudy Gay.
And the thing about Rudy Gay, you never know when he's going to have a night where he just explodes. He's one of those guys that can just score in bunches.
And Tucker has it in the corner. The Rockets with another miss. Spurs leading by 5. And here is Ginobili. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Gasol, a screen on Nene. Shoots over Tucker, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And when you watch Rudy Gay out there on the court, you see just why he's always been a solid scorer in our league. I mean, any situation, any type of offense, he can find a way to get points, and really one of the more underrated players we have in our league.
Shooting 2.
He's off on the first. And with Rudy Gay, scoring, Greg, has never been a problem for him. Has pretty much had the same level of production his entire career.
Yeah, and if you say that about some players, it's considered an insult, but it's a good thing for Gay. Usually will shoot in the mid-40s for this field goal percentage and solid at that small forward position. Also a great ISO game.
Good on the second free throw.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ariza kicks to Nene. 17-foot shot on the way. No good off the front iron.
The tough shots aren't going down for him right now, but neither are the easy ones. I mean, he's got to find the rhythm somehow.
Ginobili kicks to Mills. Spurs working the ball around now. Ginobili outside, shoots the 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
And he's missed every single shot he's attempted today, but somehow they're still in the lead.
And Tucker kicks to Ariza. Nene with the screen on Ginobili. Ariza no luck. Spurs leading by 6. Gay passes to Ginobili. And there's the feed to Mills. Good looking screen by Gasol. Back to Ginobili. Over Gordon. Nice shot by Ginobili. Ginobili's got his first points of the night.
And that mid-range game of Ginobili, so reliable. He is phenomenal at capitalizing from those spots on the floor.
Gordon a screen. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The shot's good from Paul.
Fellas, he just is struggling to get anything going. Right now, his shooting percentage in the quarter, 20%.
Mills with it. 6 points for him. The dish now to Gay. That shot is off. And so it's San Antonio with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. Trailing to start the quarter, they battled hard and pulled off a tremendous comeback. Now enjoying the lead. Back right after this. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Stay aggressive. You need about 8 or 9 of those. Just let them fly.
Feeling maybe some of his guys are being too careful on shot selection, I think, guys. How do you interpret Greg Popovich maybe trying to loosen them up just a bit?
I mean, you know, the intelligence and experience he brings to the game, you know, he sees things just so clearly. Sometimes it's really just a simple adjustment.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. Ryan Anderson out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Nene in at the center, locking down the middle. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Now here's Harden. They get a hand on it. Here's Green. He feeds it to Gasol. Good-looking screen by Gasol. Parker against Paul. That's good from Gasol on the assist by Parker. And now a 10-point San Antonio lead. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Nene with the screen on Green to the right side. Paul against Parker. And it's Paul missing.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
14 feet away, Nene. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
Tell you what, Kevin, there aren't many players who would have even seen that pass, but when we're talking about Chris Paul, he's got unique vision, unlike most anybody else.
Now here's Parker, outside Gasol. The fadeaway, another miss by Gay. Rockets trail by 8. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Tremendous speed on the drive. Harden is consistent in attacking the basket.
Here is Parker. Gasol, a screen on Paul. Here's Parker. It's deflected. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Now Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And Parker with the block. And the shot's good from Nene. So it's San Antonio now. They've led by as much as 10. There's a screen. Good-looking screen by Gasol. It's Gay on the way. Guarded by Tucker. That one falls. 10 points for Gay.
He is pouring it on in the second half, guys. I mean, a much better showing than he had before the break.
Parker against Paul. Here's Tucker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 7th assist here tonight. Spurs leading by 4. Parker outside. He kicks to Gasol. Wants to get it to Gay and does. Shot clock at 6. Parker outside. Over Paul. Off the left rim and out. The Rockets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Nene kicks it to Tucker. Nene, the screen. Harden outside. Here's Green. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Tucker's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Paul left side. Harden outside. Anderson with the screen for Harden. And Anderson kicks to Paul. 3 on the clock for the 3. That shot no good.
Defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
Shots good by Gay.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Here's Nene after Rudy Gay's bucket. Nene, the screen. Harden with it. Now Green defending. It's Harden with the drive. The shot by Nene. No good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Gay. Back to Parker. From outside the arc. Sinks the triple. And now it's a 9-point Spurs lead.
And that's a nice jump shot there by Parker. Caught it right in rhythm.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
And a wise move to call timeout there. They need to settle down a bit. They've been playing out of control at times here, and it shows with their turnover numbers.
Trevor Ariza's checked in for Houston. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for Gasol. Davis Bertans comes in for Rudy Gay. Ano Ginobili's checked in for Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. He was not happy with their shot selection, and he let them know about it. He said, we're taking low percentage shots, guys. Space the floor, make the extra pass, and work for those shots in the flow of the offense. Stay with the plan. We'll see if they can get it going.
Yeah, you chronicle the career of Trevor Ariza. You know, he came into the league primarily as a slasher and transition scorer and a good defender. He's done a nice job reinventing his game as he's gotten older. And now he's much more of a 3-and-D type player, impacting both ends of the floor.
No good on that one. And Ariza is certainly Clark of the 3-and-D mold as a veteran. That is often what players on the perimeter need to do as their athleticism starts to decline.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Ariza can still run the floor and occasionally punch it down on you. There's no question about that. You know, it's just now the bulk of his contributions come off knocking down threes. He's had a very long and productive career and has really done a nice job of adapting to whatever his team needs from him.
It's Ginobili on the wing, guarded by Harden. Aldridge with a screen on Nene. Bertanis passes to Forbes. The Spurs rebound.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
Rockets trail by 8. Harden outside. Paul outside. Anderson the screen. Expanding his range. Offensive rebound. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
Awesome watching Anderson get excellent position down low. Once he's established, he can rise up, and he does so with ease.
Ginobili dishes to Aldridge. Over Nene. Here's Forbes. And the shot falls short this time.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
Over in the corner, Paul. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Here's the screen. Nene, the screen from deep. Harden.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
Good on the bucket. Now just a 4-point Spurs lead.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Now here's Paul. Jacks up a 3. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Here is Forbes. Ariza covering. Here's Ginobili. And that one hits back iron. Houston's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. And it's Ariza in the corner. Anderson kicks to Harden. Houston moving it around. Paul outside. Rocket 6. Nene, the screen. Lets it go from deep. Lays it up off the glass. Nene's got 8 points here in this quarter. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Mills passes to Aldridge. Now here's Mills. Aldridge dishes to Mills. Over Paul. Mills can't hit. Rockets have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%. Harden inside the three-point line. Rockets keep it going with the new 24-second clock.
Nice job by Ryan Anderson there, getting the defense to bump him. He'll go to the free throw line.
Ryan Anderson was a free agent before coming to the Rockets. When he was meeting with teams, he saw all the open looks that Houston players were getting from outside, and he wanted to be a part of that. Worked out pretty well, I think, for him.
I don't think you can deny that at all. I mean, perfect hand in glove is what this fit was for Anderson, and he knew that. The way Houston plays, perfect for what Ryan Anderson brings to the table. He's great from the corner or wing and is deadly as a shooter when he has space.
And that one misses.
And Anderson, to me, is the quintessential stretch four. He's out there to space the court, and he does it very well.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. The Spurs also with the sub. Leonard, he's checked in for Davis Bertans. He hits the second from the line. And the Spurs with possession here. They've led by as much as 10. Leonard kicks to Ginobili. The three from Mills. The Spurs rebound. Sinks that one from the post. And now it's 27 points for Aldridge.
Really like how he used his body, got outstanding position on the boards, and then maximized it.
Paul kicks to Capella. Paul a screen on Leonard. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Capella does a nice job maintaining his focus on the offensive end. He doesn't get a ton of touches, but whenever he gets a clean look at the rim, he takes advantage of it.
Now here's Ginobili. Pass to Forbes. Dishes it to Aldridge. Now here's Mills. Defended by Paul. He can't get it to go. Good work defensively by Capella. Rockets trail. Paul passes to Anderson. to take the lead. Count it, and the foul. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
How good is that? Harden commanding the ball in these moments. Loves stepping up at crucial times.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
Another part of their game that's made a difference tonight is all the second chance points they've been able to get.
And you just knew he wasn't going to miss that one, not with so much riding on it.
Here's Mills. Drops in the layup for two. Mills has got the game tied up here for San Antonio.
A good score inside, and the defense really offering very little resistance.
Well, they don't have anybody to blame but themselves. Got to prevent them from getting good looks this late in the ball game. You got to come up with stops.
Now here's Gay. Harden missing his last shot. Aldridge a screen. Here's the screen. A three from Leonard. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Anderson kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. Ariza outside. Off the mark and a bad shot there. San Antonio's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Aldridge a screen. And Mills kicks to Leonard. Again, Leonard missing.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
And here is Paul. Harden outside. Here's Ariza. Buries it from outside.
And this atmosphere is banana.
Electric in here. I mean, that was a tremendous shot. This crowd all over it. Turned up.
Now here's Mills. Aldridge a screen. Leonard, that's for 2. Count it! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Boy, it's a scary sight when Kawhi Leonard starts lighting it up like this.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
It was very close, and I wouldn't mind letting them play on that one. It wasn't blatant by any means.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. 40 seconds left in the fourth. Now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
Seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's the pick to the inside. Stolen by Anderson. Over in the corner, Paul. Screen by Capella. Paul kicks to Harden. Poke loose.
Tremendous effort. I mean, this guy has already cracked double digits on the backboard.
And those rebounds lead the team. I mean, he's been the tone setter for him today in terms of work ethic and glass eating.
Leonard. Oh, missed it. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the 3 to tie.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Guys, what do you think?
And they need a miracle, guys. They don't have enough time for the catch-and-shoot 3, so the only hope is for an alley-oop and an and-one to finish out.
They tie, and there's the triple. A big three-pointer, but we might have a review here. And the last shot is going to be reviewed. Ruled originally a basket, we'll see if it gets overturned, which would end the game. However, if it is ruled good, we'll be heading to overtime.
And the replay center out in Secaucus delivering the footage. And guys, it sure looks like the shot left his hands just a moment too late.
Yeah, this one pretty clear cut. I don't think there's much question about it. He didn't get it off in time. I'm sure the officials are going to agree with that.
And no, the basket is waved off. The game is over.
And how heartbreaking do you think that is? You just nailed a fantastic buzzer beater, and then the rug gets pulled out from under you when the call gets reversed.
So it's a narrow victory for the Rockets, pulling it out for the W. What a show they put on here at home tonight.
I mean, these are those games that feel so great to win, and really, it's like a knife in the gut to lose. You gotta love being on edge of your seat and just wondering what's going to happen. How is this thing going to play out?
For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.